let's look at this card and see what's on there. And they're off. So it looks like they've both given each other column 2, so that makes that easier to think about. Criteria Powerbomb. Defeat Croc and Ridley. Collect only one wave or charge. So skip wave, basically. Collect ice and skip speed. And 3 reserves. So 3 reserves is going to mean Brinstar. 3 reserves is actually... Wow, okay, never mind. You have to skip Speed Booster. So 3 reserves means Brinstar, Meridia, and Norfair. So defeating Ridley means you have to go deep, deep, deep into Norfair. And defeating Croc... And having to... You have to go halfway through Meridia to get Meridia Reserve. So that is a very mean column. And the Criteria Powerbomb is also a massive pain. Yeah, so we haven't looked at the rest of the card. But column 2 looks very, very mean. Somebody suggested column 3 with column 2, so defeat Ridley is free. Unfortunately, you can't do row 5 with column 2. The Wreckship map station is basically free. 3 E-tanks and 30 missiles is basically free. And collect only one of ice. Yeah, we absolutely agree with column 3. Finish in an elevator is the most interesting one there. Wait, the wave beam tile is actually skip charge. We are really, really liking column 5. Yeah, row 4 and column 4 are very unappealing if you're gonna have to defeat Ridley. So you're gonna have to skip wave, which means that they're gonna be going with ice plasma there. So we would expect them to actually load up on supers on the way to Ridley. Because the route that they're going to be taking is not going to take them past that many E-tanks. Column 3 is very good. Is there anything which is even better? Like, even 1-1, the top left tile takes out a bunch of them. Finishing the Wreckship E-tank room is unpleasant compared to column 3. Column 3 is just so good. Row 3 is possible. You could X-ray climb, you could grapple, you could CF clip. There's lots and lots and lots of options. Oh, never mind, skip ice beams on there. That's not an option. So yeah, column 3 is definitely what we're eyeing with this, which is interesting. So it looks like croakomire has a bit of a lead for now. And since They can't CF clip because they're not cross product. Yeah, a lot of things are really impossible, but column 3 is basically free. You get Ice Beam, only one of Ice Beam and Speed Booster for free. You get Defeat Ridley for free, and you get 3 E-Tanks. 3 E-Tanks and 30 missiles is very easy. Oh, unfortunately, croakomire getting really bad drop RNG from BT. Like, that bad drop RNG is going to even things right up. Yeah, we aren't sure if column 3 is a perfect pairing, but it's a very, very good pairing. And if we were running, we would just go with it. So it's gonna be. So now that we've basically solved it, so we're gonna see both players kill all the pirates here. You want that extra health for Pantoon. Huh? croakomire is actually farming up to full missiles here. That took some extra time, but it's gonna give Croak a very, very slight edge in the run before early supers. So they do have to get 3 reserve tanks, which means that they are going to get this reserve tank basically for free. And given that they're probably going to get 30 missiles, we would not be surprised if we saw both of them pick up these. Just pick up all the extra 10 missiles behind. Because it would be some of the fastest missiles you could get. Yep. So it looks like Beeps is either going for row 2 or column 3. croakomire with a beautiful, beautiful Mach Ball out. That Mach Ball is very, very difficult, but also feels so good to get. croakomire with a Cargo Ball. That fixes the door transition and saves you a little bit of time. croakomire's movement is so good here. croakomire's gonna go for Spospo Supers. See, are there any super collection tiles on the map, on the board? Yeah, there is a collect all 15 Brinstar Supers. Column 1 would be a bit slow. And row 3 is impossible. So that means that Croak has to be going for column. We don't know what croakomire is doing. So there's somebody mentioned Varia skip would be stupid, but we expect both of these runners to skip Varia, to just be planning on skipping Varia regardless of the call. Like, we would expect both of the runners to skip Varia even if they were doing column 3. So we think that Varia skip is basically built into the card. Oh, both of these runners can CWJ. They can both CWJ fine. Like, not flawlessly, but they're both more than capable of it. Beeps is going for a bunch of farming before Fantoon. That's very smart, It's especially when you have especially when you already have a reserve. It's a really good idea to just take the time to farm up. Croakomire is just not going to stop the farms at all. We don't know what Croakomire's plan is with Spospo Supers, but we'll find out. No power bomb collection required for them, so they're going to go head straight to the wreck ship. And we come upon the great equalizer, the moat. We're going to see how well both of them can see WJ. Oh. Is Croakomire going to save at the ship? It looks like it. That would explain the lack of farming. Okay, so there is a super missile collection tile. There's a super missile collection tile in column 5 and row 4. Where's the power bomb collection tile? Is there a tile for this? It looks like Beeps did get a CWJ while we were watching where Croak was going. Yeah, we aren't seeing where Oh, Criteria Powerbomb is a required tile. Okay, that makes much more sense. That makes much more sense. And you know, now that we've seen that on the board, we actually really like Croak's decision to come here first. Because that means that Croak doesn't have to burn times farming in the Hellway. And Croak could just come here directly. Whereas Beeps is gonna have to do that anyway. Because they both want to go back down the red tower afterwards. Croak going for the diagonal bomb jump and having trouble with it. That trick is not easy at all. There are there's about half a dozen inputs in there, and it's all pretty precise. It's all very precise. Oh, unfortunately, Fantoon flying high for Beeps. Croakomire successfully gets across the moat. So this is 2 matches in a row where this assigned row has been the same for both of them. Oh, unfortunately, Croak gets booped by the Ripper. The ocean is incredibly trolly. Okay, so yeah, charge beam is marked off for Croak, so that means that yeah, we still don't know what Croak was planning with his post-throw missiles. Because row 3 is impossible. Row 4 is impossible now. Column 5 would require defeating Dragon, which is just not going to happen. So that means that Croak had to be thinking column 1. Column 1 with the supers. Oh! You know what? We just realized that those super missiles could just be for Ridley. Those super missiles could just be holding those for Ridley to speed things up. That makes a lot more sense than anything else. Because with that and the Rekshep missiles, that should be 20. That'll be 20 supers. Given this setup, we actually aren't sure how many supers is optimal to go to Ridley with. To go to Ridley with. Because crab supers cost like 15-20 seconds. So with the beam that they're gonna have, each charge shot will do 180 damage, and each set of supers will be each super missile pack will give 3k damage. So that's croakomire is going for swag stutters on Fantoon. The stutters allow you to get a few more missiles in, but are very, very difficult. And world record runs do not go for stutters, usually. They only stutter like the last hit of Fantoon. So each super pack saves about 17 seconds on Ridley. And it makes the fight safer, so at 17 seconds per super pack saved, it's not immediately worthwhile to do that. We can also save a little bit of time on Croc with each super, so... Yeah, it's very close. Just like Spo supers and right-sided supers are very close to saving time on Ridley, and it just makes everything safer and simpler. Croak needs to be careful and not die on the way out. Luckily, they don't have to go to the Specky Room of Death. Oh, interesting. Croak is not going to go for right-sided supers here. Where is Beeps going? Looks like Beeps is either going for supers or for the map station. Okay, yeah, so Croak is going for right side supers. Beeps is going for the map station. It looks like they might be both going for column 3 now. We don't know if either of them are listening to the commentary, but we've been talking a lot about column 3, so it would not surprise us if they were both going for column 3. Croak needs to be very careful with his health. We would actually expect Croak to just save right. We might expect Croak to even save right here. Nope. He does have a full E-tank, but he needs 120 health for bowling, and the health that he has means that two hits from a key hunter will kill. Or three hits from atomic would have killed. Without Varia, the health is not as much as it looks like. So Peep's gonna go for his criteria Peep. Croak might choose to farm up here, probably not. With that much health, one option would be just laying a cube in the next room. And using that to get some big healths. Oh, Croak is gonna farm to full. Farming to full will mean that Croak will be super safe. The spike room there is a place where it is easy to die. Oh, unfortunately, Boop's a pancake. That is 80 damage right there. Gonna try and see if he can farm back to full. Unfortunately, getting lots of missile drops. Croak is just gonna go. Oh no, Croak is going to farm more. This farming is actually costing Croak quite a bit of time. Croak should just go at this point. Yep. So let's see what they have to do. They have to grab ice. They have to defeat Croc already, so one more E-Tank is free on the way. They have to defeat Ridley, so the Ridley E-Tank is free, so the E-Tank isn't going to be a problem. And they're going to want to pick up high jump anyway, so the E-Tanks are not a problem at all. 30 missiles won't be a problem for either of them. Croak doesn't want to kill his namesake. That could be. That could be. So they need to collect ice. They need to collect the 3 reserve tanks. So we would and they have to finish in an elevator. So finishing in the elevator is actually interesting. Because we were originally going to say that it probably makes more sense to go to Meridia before Ridley, but with having to finish in an elevator, it might actually make more sense to do Ridley later. Or do Ridley first, and then grab the Meridia reserve at the very end. I guess it depends on what your super plan is. And then another interesting question is, how are they going to get to an elevator from Ridley? One option would be to get to the bottom of the LN elevator. Another option would be to get to the top of the LN elevator. Another option would be to get to the Norfair Brinstar elevator. And we're trying to map it out in our head how you would do that. They have to skip Speed Booster, so getting the wreck ship reserve is basically not possible. So it looks like Beeps is going to be grabbing this, going to Meridia before Norfair at all. Which we honestly aren't sure whether it'd be better to go into Meridia or to go into Meridia first, or whether it'd be faster to go into Norfair first. We can say you do get the extra E-Tank for Ridley, and some extra supers if you want them. Croak shooting a super at the Spazer Beam. Okay, so this gravity jump with that high jump is very tight here. And yeah, Beeps got it, but had to do a down grab to get it, so that just shows exactly how tight it is. Beeps going for some wall jumps here. Oh wow, we didn't realize that was possible. Beeps is incredibly knowledgeable about the game. Gonna go straight down and grab the reserve and then exit. So high jump E-Tank is going to be one of the E-Tanks, Croc E-Tank is going to be one of the E-Tanks. And then Ridley E-Tank is going to be grabbed for safety if necessary. Yeah, reverse amphitheater could definitely be possible. But definitely be safer. We don't know how much health you need for that. But if you do have the health, then you could reverse amphitheater and then just head up through the Mickey Mouse missiles room. Actually, escaping the Mickey Mouse missile room would be difficult without just killing the enemies. It requires 4 E-tanks. That's actually quite a bit. So yeah, if that requires 4 E-tanks, we wouldn't expect anyone to do reverse amphitheater. So then from the single chamber, is it faster to get to LN elevator, or is it faster to get to the upper Norfair elevator? So they won't have wave and they won't have speed, which means that they'd have to reverse cathedral. Unless they do croc after LN. Yeah, this routing is interesting. We don't think that there's a huge difference, but it's still interesting to think about. It looks like Beeps does have a pretty significant lead on Croak right now. A lot of that was off of the extra farming that Croak did. And it looks like they're basically taking the same route, so we'll find out soon enough what they're doing. But they did both grab the map station, so we're gonna guess that they're both doing column 3. Suitless is 14 E-tanks. So Iris, we're curious whether 14 E-tank suitless is with a charged Shine Spark, with a flash suit saved, or without. Because we would guess that that's easier if you have a flash suit saved. No flash suits or anything. Yeah, you could CF in the acid, but we aren't sure how many people. But the window for that would be fairly tight, the frame window, and we aren't sure how many people actually know what health you need for that. We certainly don't. Wait, what did we miss that let Croakomire catch up so much? Like last we saw, Croak was much further behind than this, but now Croak is just about caught up. Yeah, so this is going to be a really, really good race. They're taking the exact same routes, and Croak is just a few rooms behind. Oh, Croak tried to fire a missile to kill the Nova. Unfortunately, I didn't have any missiles, so fired a super instead, and the super accelerated too quickly. Okay, that's what happened. Croak didn't get high jump first. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, yeah, so Croak is more than just a few rows behind. That makes way more sense. Beep's very easily getting up there. Luckily still at a super, otherwise would have had to farm King Cac. Beep's grabbing an extra missile just because it's hard to dodge. So double anti-bingo is that you give your opponent a row. In normal bingo, you just get to choose a row for yourself. Double bingo, you get to choose 2 rows. But in anti-bingo, your opponent gives you a row, and you have to deal with that. So it makes it very interesting. You can see the purple and green arrows. They both give each other column 2, because that is a very, very mean one. We're really curious how many missiles Croak has, because there's a few very easy ones coming up on the way. Beeps for the first try gate glitch. Very, very nice beeps. Croak has 20? Okay, so then Croak has another very easy 20 coming up right here. Yeah, so Croak actually made a very good decision to not grab grab missiles until later, because there were just so many easy ones on the way. Beeps has no supers going to Croc, which is going to cost some time. And there's the third reserve tank for Croak. So now they both have, yeah, so at this point all they have to do, they have to defeat Croc, defeat Ridley, and then finish in the elevator. And that will be that. So this is definitely starting to get interesting. Beeps definitely has a lead here. But at the same time, Croak has more supers. And Croak also grabbed more super packs than Beeps did. We believe that Beeps has 10 supers and Croak has 20. So that'll buy Croak another 20 seconds, another like 40 seconds, 35 seconds back on Ridley. So knowing that, this is actually really, really close. This is really close. So unfortunately, Croak is gonna have to actually farm to full supers after Croc. Before Ridley. And there's Croak's third E-Tank, so defeat Ridley and finish an elevator. Beep's gonna head across this room. So normally you'd want to deboost across this room, but Beeps doesn't have speed, which means he can actually just do running jumps here, which would be fastest. Yeah, and Beeps is even doing the turnarounds. Beeps just playing incredibly, incredibly well. So the gravity jump here is going to be dangerous. They don't have Varia, so this is going to hurt, very much so hurt. We'll see how much damage Beeps takes out of this. Wow, that was an amazing gravity jump by Beeps. Just straight up. No problems whatsoever. So Croak is actually deciding to farm. No, Croak is just deciding to save here. So it looks like Croak is going to be saving before going down to the LN. We aren't sure where Croak plans to refill supers. Maybe here? Unfortunately, Croak needs to jump into the lava and be using bombs. That is the fastest way to farm there. That is very close to full supers for Croak. Both of them just doing running jumps there because they normally would not be possible with speed. It would be faster to deboost, but because they don't have speed, that is the play. We're expecting both of them to have to farm close to full before Ridley. Let's see if Croak manages the same beautiful G-jump. Yes, and the same beautiful G-jump gets straight up there with no problems whatsoever. Beep's heading across the amphitheater with no issues, so Croak is taking a lot of safety saves. And unfortunately, these safety saves are probably going to cost Croak the run. Beeps is also taking a safety save now. So 3-tank Ridley is not that bad. We're fairly certain that we know that Beeps runs low ice. Croak runs low ice. They also have 3 reserves. They also have 3 reserves to play with. So is Croak going for screw attack? Yeah, at this point Croak is banking on Beeps dying. Croak is playing it super safe. So this is a 6 E-tank fight. And with that beam combo, and the first half of the Ridley fight is pretty easy. So, like, this is not that difficult of a Ridley fight for players of this caliber. So they're definitely taking a lot of safeties. Let's see if Croak decides to farm or not. Farm supers here or not. Croak deciding not to farm supers. So farming supers is about the same DPS as the beam combo that Croak has. So farming supers is extra complexity for very little gain. So we absolutely agree with Croak's decision here of not farming supers. Croak getting GT supers is 100% worthwhile. Wait, given the GT fight. How is Croak planning on getting out of here? Croak is gonna have to bomb jump out of here. So, yeah, GT missiles is not worth the GT fight. We wonder why Croak is doing this. Yeah, so for the 3-tank Ridley comment, Beeps has 3 full tanks in reserves. Beeps is fine. So Beeps is gonna shoot Ridley 50 times to get Ridley to half HP. And then once Ridley's at half HP, then yeah, the GT fight is definitely too much of a time sink. Especially because you have to bomb jump out of here. Like, bomb jumping out of here is going to be an even bigger time sink. So it's 50 fights to make Ridley turn colors. And then Beeps can just and then after that Beeps can just unload all of his ammo, and that, if nothing misses, then that'll be the kill. Or very close. It'll need 1 beam shot after Ridley changes colors. And the ammo will just finish it. So Beep should have no trouble whatsoever with that. Yeah, screw attack does not make any sense for reverse amphitheater. Screw attack won't really help at all for reverse amphitheater. GT supers definitely makes no sense. If Croak wanted full supers, like, it probably would have been faster for Croak to just go back to the Etikun pit early on. Or even to grab beach supers. So yeah, we think that Croak spent way too long on that fight, so unfortunately that's gonna cost Croak the run unless Beeps dies. Okay, so there's the color change. At this point, if Beeps just unloads ammo, then Beeps kills Ridley. Beeps having a lot of trouble getting Ridley into the right pogo position. Yep, and now Beeps is just gonna unload all of his ammo. Ten supers, and that'll be that. That is a very dead Ridley. And Beeps trips straight into Ridley's claws. Beeps is we would definitely expect Beeps to pick up the E-Tank. That's just a huge amount of safety for exiting. Especially if Beeps is listening to the commentary. So now the only interesting... Wait, Croak got Screw Attack and then Croak tanked the Key Hunters anyway. So now the only major decision left is whether is whether Beeps which elevator Beeps decides to go to. Will Beeps reverse amphitheater? Will Beeps go out the normal exit from LN? And from there, where will Beeps go? Yep, Beeps says column 2 done. Beeps is trying to kill the Metal Pirates. Why? Is Beeps trying to get health or supers? Health, it looks like. Unfortunately, the first Metal Pirate gave 5 supers and only 1 health drop. Which normally would be a really, really good thing, but in this case it's just not very good. So this is going to take 10 charge shots for Metal Pirate. So we actually don't think that GT Supers would give Beeps enough time to die at Ridley and still win. Because you have to remember that Croakomire's Ridley is going to be about a minute faster than Beeps, just because of the extra supers. So, given that Beeps is saving there, we think that it looks like Beeps is probably going to reverse Amphitheater. Maybe. Maybe not with his health. Oh, nope, there we go. There we go, we have our answer. We have our answer. That used way less health than we were expecting. That only used about 3 E-Tanks. Oh, interesting. Beeps is gonna exit this way. Beeps is gonna exit this way rather than trying to kill the giant Gigas. That's a very interesting decision, and we don't know whether it was right or not. Does anybody know if power bombs damage giant Gigas? Like, we imagined that they would, but we've never actually tested it. And GG, Beeps has finished in first place. We don't actually, unfortunately, we're not actually in the... Just a second, let us try and get that time. Let us try and get the time. Yeah, so unfortunately we aren't in the SRL channel, so we don't actually have the time, but GG to Beeps, with the timer showing 43 minutes and 41 seconds. We are not in the SRL channel, so we're gonna just PM Beeps and ask for an interview. There we go, it looks like we have Beeps for an interview.
Yo, Freyas.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well.
So, what did you think of that? What did you think of your play? What did you think of that race?
Well, I feel like we both did probably the best thing that we did. I had to restream up, and well, it looks like we both did the same route at basically the same time. So, I think we both played as well as we could have, probably. Or well, routing-wise, at least. I'm not sure about gameplay and stuff.
Yeah, so we aren't sure if you
Okay.
noticed, but Croakomire at the end killed GT before
Oh,
going to
wow.
Ridley. So up until that, we would agree that both of you basically made very, very close to perfect routing decisions. And now there's another bit of route divergence. Oh, Croak has screw attack, so Croak is exiting through the Mickey Mouse missile run on the way to Yeah. So what were you thinking when you decided to go reverse pillars rather than going through Mickey Mouse?
Well, I didn't go through the Mickey Mouse room myself because these enemies would be a pain in the butt to kill, because I only have 5 supers and nothing good.
That makes sense. How many of the large Disgigas do you actually have to kill in that room to get through?
I'm not sure, but you have to kill a lot of them. And with that beam combo, just not efficient.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Also, GG Croak. Looks like he's finished.
GG Croak, finishing in second place with the timer showing 46 minutes and 17 seconds. GG. Let's see if we can get Croakomire in for an interview.
But yeah, column 3 just worked out so well with column 2.
Yeah, it worked out surprisingly well.
Because they only had to really go out of the way for the elevator and the map. Because other things just kind of fall into place pretty easily. Because I screwed up the map. That's something I messed up. I forgot to get it early.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing which just happens, and that's where listening to the commentary can be really helpful, so you know what you missed.
I mean, I'm lucky I found out that I was missing. I was just leaving the gravity room, or in the gravity room, like, okay, what do I have? And I saw wreck ship map stations, like, okay, gotta do that.
Yeah, this was a really, really good race. I think if Croakomire hadn't gone for GT and Screw Attack, it would have been really, really, really close, because Croakomire was up 10 supers on you, so it would have saved 35 seconds in Ridley over you.
I mean, for supers, I was just thinking there weren't many good supers in a way. I mean, the closest one would be the wreck ship right side, but I figure with the beam combo, I've done enough low percent that I can just take Ridley out pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, Crab supers are also on the way.
Yeah. Forgot about
And we don't
crab
know
supers.
how long backdoor supposed takes, but all of
Backdoor
those are
supposed
close.
is kind of slow.
All of those are kind of close on the way, and we calculated that each super pack would save about 17 seconds in Ridley, so it doesn't quite break even, but it's pretty close.
I mean, considering that the item fanfare is around how many seconds? I don't actually know.
6.6.
Alright, yeah. You'd have to get through the item fanfare and all the door transitions. So I'm not sure it'd really make that much of a difference.
Yeah, so it's like it's definitely a little bit slower, but maybe only 5 seconds slower per super pack, and it's an extra safety for Ridley.
Yeah, it is a lot safer, I'll give it that.
Any other thoughts that you have about the seed?
I feel like the low percent and other stuff I've been doing kind of prepared me for some of the stuff in here. That's really all I can say about it.
Yeah, some people in chat were talking about how you only had 3 E-tanks going to Ridley, and we were just like, that Beeps runs low percent, this is gonna be fine.
Yeah, I actually entered Ridley with less than full energy tanks, because I knew I had a reserve, so if I failed that Ridley fight, I should be really ashamed.
Super Metroid can kill you at any time.
I mean, yeah, it can. But at the same time, I had way more than I'm used to going to that fight, so
And a massively better beam.
yeah.
GG. Any other thoughts on the seed?
Not really. I think y'all probably got a good job commentating. So I think y'all probably covered everything that I would have wanted to say anyway.
GG, and let's see who you're facing next.
I think it's Mass Hysteria. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks like you're facing Mass Hysteria in Losers Round 3. So GG, and good luck in your next match.
Thank you.
It looks like we don't have... Croak has not joined yet, so we're going to guess that Croak is not going to join, so GG's. And good luck in the next match, and thank you everybody so much for watching. Make sure you follow the runners in our tracker, Spaghetti Toastbook. Both of them were really important to all of them helped put on an amazing show. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and we will see you next mission.